Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com. Today I have the pleasure to talk to Brian about his 2016 Ram 2500 Power Wagon. Now, Brian's truck is equipped with the 17 by 9.5 inch black Rhino Arsenal wheel in textured matte black. It's a negative 18 millimeter offset, giving that aggressive stance there. And wrapped around those wheels are the 35 1250 R17 ThunderTrack mud terrain tires. Now, Brian does have the Power Wagon with the 2-inch lift here from the factory, making it all possible. So Brian, thanks so much again for joining me today, sir. We really appreciate it. Love the truck. If you will, tell us at home what you were trying to achieve with this particular wheel and tire setup.
First off, buying a truck like that, you want a rugged look, you know? And I was like, for the first time, I've had many trucks before in the past, and I wanted a very aggressive look. I wanted a very aggressive stance. So I went out on the limb and I bought the negative 18 millimeter offset, and I got those Arsenal wheels. It reminded me of like Desert Storm or something. You know, I saw them and I said, those wheels belong on that truck. And I went through and I bought them, and I've been ever so happy. It's a very durable wheel. It's ropes. I do often a lot of beach driving, cruising with my truck on the weekends. We do that a lot out here in New York. And they've held up. They've held up to salt, rain, snow. I also snowplow with my truck. And I use these wheels never come off. That black, there's not a flaw in them, easy to clean. It's a fabulous wheel. Good job. And I get I get a little bit on the left when I turn complete rotation. I get a little touch on the plastic, but that's no big deal.
I like it. Well, let's start with those wheels, because I'm a big black Rhino guy. And you went with the textured matte black. I believe there's a little gunmetal in there too, correct?
No, I got a complete black.
Okay, so it's a complete black wheel. So why go with the all black for your particular truck, which is a white Power Wagon? Is that something you really had your mind set on from the start?
Yeah, I thought it would offset the black. The bottom of the truck is black, you know, and I think it would have offset it really nice on the white. And I was right. It was really the right choice.
Now, you said you took a chance on the negative 18 millimeter offset, giving you that aggressive stance, of course. Are you happy with how the truck sits with that particular offset?
They're extremely happy. I suggest and recommend anyone with a 2500, maybe a small level kit on the front if it's not a Power Wagon, put those negative 18 offsets on there. You'll never be sorry. It's like a cup of coffee that you made that was in perfect flavor.
Now, as far as the poke, I'd say you probably got, about an inch or two of poke there with that particular offset?
Yes.
And now how's that do with the side of the truck? Does it throw a lot of stuff down the side there?
You know, if it says Power Wagon down the side, there should be some mud down it anyway, so I really don't care. I wash my truck often. But yeah, it sends a little bit down there. You know, you might want to invest in a couple of mud flaps there for it or something like that. That might work out.
Let's get into the actual tire, because it's a very, very aggressive looking tire. The ThunderTrack, it's a mud terrain tire, 35 1250 R17. Tell me a little bit more about why you went with this tire.
My previous truck, I had another plow truck before this, and I had them on there. And believe it or not, I mean, for the money, those tires, it takes a long time to wear them out. So I said, let me go with those again. That was my decision on it. You know, they get a little bit noisy. You know, they're a little noisy now, but then again, once again, it's a Power Wagon. That's what it's supposed to sound like coming down the road.
That's just your typical mud terrain, a lot of the big, gaps between the tread blocks. Probably no problem getting you through the sand and the snow, correct?
Absolutely no problem whatsoever.
And now you said you get a little bit of road noise with that, but aside from the noise itself, how does the ride quality feel to you?
It's a very good riding tire. Believe it or not, it really is. And the last set that I had lasted me almost 50,000 miles, which is a good rating for a truck. That's why I went with them the second time. You know, that sold me on them, because I've had grabbers on there, General Grabbers previously, and they were gone at 35,000.
You went with a 17 with a whole lot of sidewall. Is that a look you prefer over like a 20-inch wheel with like a little less sidewall?
Yeah, I prefer the 17s. You know, first off, the truck came with 17s. I really didn't want to upgrade to 18s, 19s, 20s. I stuck with the 17. It gave me the clearance that I was looking for. The tire looked proportionate to the rim in the truck. It's a really sweet package.
Now, those things come with 35s from the factory, correct? So your speedometer's not crazy off or anything like that?
Actually, they came with 33s from the factory.
Oh, okay.
So I went up a little bit on the size, just slightly, but the reflection on the speedometer is approximately 4 miles an hour, 3 to 4 miles an hour.
Well, that's a great segue to get into suspension. So you upgraded to the 35 over a 33. With that Power Wagon suspension, you said maybe a little bit of rubbing on some of the plastic, but that's it?
There's a slight left turn rubbing at full turn. I have to really extend it to the left for it to rub, and it's just ever so slight on the outer plastic there, which I could actually probably just shave that off a little bit and it'll be the end of it, But
Yeah.
I'll let nature do its course.
Well, hey, that's impressive too, because a negative 18 millimeter offset, a 35 1250, that's a big tire on an aggressive offset, and only get that little bit of a rub is pretty impressive. You can fit a pretty good sized meat under there on that Power Wagon, huh?
Absolutely. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
With the Black Rhinos, did you have to get different lug nuts for those to fit in the lug holes?
Yes. I ordered the lug nut kit from American Truck.
Is there anything you would have done differently with your particular setup?
No. It's
think-
perfect. It's perfect, dude. Look at the pictures. It's perfect. I could have made a better choice. You know what I mean? I was going to go with the Mavericks. I was looking at those. But then I saw this wheel and I was like, sold. It just called out to me. Get 4 of me. Spend your money.
Any plans in the future to change anything up at all, Brian, with the truck as far as your setup is concerned?
Honestly, I'm really satisfied with it. I'm always doing things to my vehicles, but indecisive right now. But for right now, anywhere I go, people are staring. So, it's a good combination. I think in the future, maybe if I decide on the next set of tires to go with 37s, I might do a slight lift to it. I'm not sure yet.
Well, there you go, guys. That was Brian again. 2016 Power Wagon 2500, 17 by 9.5 inch Black Rhino Arsenals in matte black. Negative 18 millimeter offset, giving him that aggressive stance. And again, that 35 1250 Thunder Track mud terrain tire. Now, Brian does have the Power Wagon with the 2-inch lift here from the factory, making it all possible. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this installment. Thanks for watching. And remember, for all things truck, right here at AmericanTrucks.com.